Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noka Ramadona. I'm from PBI2, and today I'm going to talk about the technology and teaching and learning process. This is a Google Classroom. Actually, this is my final exams about academic speaking. Okay, now I want to start to present it about Google Classroom. The first thing is, what is Google Classroom? Google Classroom is an application developed by the Google company, and with this application, teachers and students from any school can communicate in much simpler way, and without face-to-face. They can do teaching and learning process from this application. And then the second is the reason of choosing the technology. The reason why I chose the Google Classroom in this small research, because it is very interesting. Why? Because from this application we can do teaching and learning process without face-to-face. And then Google Classroom can help improve student achievement because students will be more eager to learn through their cell phones. And then this application can applicate in everywhere and anywhere. And then the questionnaire that I take from this research is the first is do you know about Google Classroom application? The second is, have you ever used Google Classroom application? And then, do you like Google Classroom application? Does Google Classroom really help the teaching and learning process? And then, what do you think about Google Classroom application? And then, how does Google Classroom work? What are the features that are available in Google Classroom application, and what the advantage of using Google Classroom application? And then, in your opinion, what are the weaknesses of Google Classroom application? And the last is whether the Google Classroom application is suitable for us at all levels of education. And then next, the reference about Google application that I take from the many reference is, you can see here, I take from the Dharma one in bahasa penggunaan aplikasi Google Classroom dalam upaya meningkatkan hasil pembelajaran siswa in jurnal pendidikan Fakultas Bahasa IKIP Siliwangi. And then you can see the others reference. Okay. The next, I will talk about the benefits of using Google Classroom application. The first benefit is easy access to material. Because everything is posted online, Google Classroom gives students access to material, and no matter where they are, gone are the days of lost rubrics or work sets. Students who are absent can easily access Google Classroom materials. And then the second is exposure to an online learning platform. Today, many colleges require students to take at least one online class during the course of their degree work. In fact, if you get a master's degree in education, some of your coursework could be online. Unfortunately, many students have never had any experience with online education. Okay, next is flexibility of place and time. Why this is flexible? Because the Google Classroom can applicate from the anywhere and everywhere. Okay, next is there is a differentiation. Because you can set up many different classrooms, Google Classroom is a great tool for differentiation. If you're working on concept in Google Class, and then have a group working at two different levels. Okay, next is less paper. When you use Google Classroom, you don't need much of a paper because Google Classroom can virtually get rid of paper consumptions as long as students have access to the internet. All classwork can be handled online. And then the last is no lost work. A student can lose work if they don't physically have in their presence. since they are usually working in Google Drive. Everything saves automatically and excuse dwindle. Okay, next I will talk about the weakness of using Google Classroom. The first is limited integration option. Google Classroom is not integrated with Google Calendar or any calendar, which can cause some problem with organizing material and task deadline. And then the second is no automate updates. The activity feed is not updated automatically, so students must refresh the Google Classroom regularly so as not to miss important announcement. And then the last is bad connection. Why the bad connection is the weakness of using Google Classroom? Because if in your area is there is a blackout or the connection is bad, the Google Classroom cannot access. Okay, next I will talk about how to apply Google Classroom. As the teachers, we must to provide the material to teach the students, and then we can design the Google Classroom, and also the material is also assignment or exam, and then we can ask the student to join our Google Classroom by write the username and enter the class code. And then student can access Google Classroom with download the materials or collecting the assignment. Okay, now I will show you the video about how to apply Google Classroom. Stay tuned. Things that you must to do before you use the Google Classroom is you must to download the applications, or you can log in your Google like these pictures, and you can search the Google Classroom, and you choose the go to Google Classrooms and click get to start and select the Google email address that you want to use in your Google Classrooms. Okay, now I have entered the Google Classrooms. I already have several class. Here there are class pictures, calendars, list assignments, and also in here I have the class phonology, English literature, and also business. Okay, if you want to enter the new class, first press the plus signs in the right corner. There are two choices, namely join a class and create a class. If you intend to join a class, select join a class, and then enter the class code that has been given first. If your lecturer or your teacher has not provided a class code, immediately you must request it. Okay, if you have entered the class, like in here I would like to click the English literature class. We can see there are forum pictures, class assignments, and also members. In the forum, we can do a chatting, like this video. We can do chatting. And also in the class assignments, if you want to do a task, click on the task that has been done. Then if it is done and you want to send, you can click press add or create. Choose which way to send. If you previously made it via Microsoft Word, you can select a file. Click select file from your device, and then select your file, and if it is correct, and then you can upload it. Okay, next I will talk about the method that I use to get the data. In this small research, I provide 10 questions, and then I use the Google form to get the finding the data. And then next I give the link to 10 respondents, and also The respondent answered the question in a Google form. Okay, now I will talk about the result of questionnaire. 100% of my respondent use Google Classroom application, and I can take the results. The first is all of my respondents now and ever use Google Classroom application, and then many people think Google Classroom very helpful in teaching and learning process without face-to-face learning. And then the next is Google Classroom is the amazing application, very simple and easy to operate. And then the interpretation of the data of my questionnaire is 10 out of 10 people know about Google Classroom application because they often do online learning. And then the second question is 10 out of 10 people ever use Google Classroom application. And also the third question is 10 out of 10 people like Google Classroom application in teaching and learning process. And also 10 out of 10 people think Google Classroom application very helpful in teaching and learning process. And then question 5 is 7 out of 10 people think Google Classroom is the application that very helpful in teaching and learning process. And also 3 out of 10 people think Google Classroom is amazing application. And then 4 out of 10 people answered Google Classroom application work with the help of internet network, and student will enter the class with a class code that given by teacher. And also 10 out of 10 people think Google Classroom application have discussion forum, assignment forum, comment forum, and also can attach drive and file. And also for the question number 8 is 10 out of 10 people think Google Classroom application very simple and easy to operate, and we shouldn't face-to-face with teacher or student. And also 10 out of 10 people think the weakness of Google Classroom application is in the network and there is no notification. So when there is a task from teacher, we should always refresh the application. And then the last question is 6 out of 10 people think Google Classroom application suits only for high level like senior high school until college, and not suit for the elementary school and also junior high school. And then the conclusion that I can take from this small research is all of my respondents now and ever use Google Classroom application, and many people think Google Classroom very helpful in teaching and learning process. So it can be concluded of this small research 100% students know and ever use Google Classroom application that very help teachers in teach students, even though in the house with long distance. Okay, I think that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.